I meet with so many people that are very concerned about things that they have done in their life and things that have happened to them. And they have a very difficult time thinking of themselves in positive terms. And perhaps that is you. Maybe something has happened in your life. Maybe you've made a big mistake. Maybe there's just things that have happened to you that you find it hard to explain to other people, because every time you explain it, it brings you pain and you feel like you're stupid. You feel like you're dumb. You feel like you're portraying yourself in the worst light possible. Well, I'm hoping that I can help you in this video to put yourself in the best light possible, because everybody has had things happen in their life that aren't good, whether it be your fault or someone else's fault. Let me give you an example. Not that long ago, I was meeting with a client, and they had been unemployed for 2 years. And they had some real anxiety about how they would answer the question in an interview when the interviewer says, well, I see that you've been out of work for 2 years. How is that? What have you done? And she was very concerned. Well, how am I going to answer that so that I don't look like I've been lazy? Well, it took some while, but here's how we came to a conclusion. Here's how we answered that question for her. You see, during the 2 years that she has been off of work, she had been able to volunteer. She's taken some classes and got some new certifications. So in essence, she was actually doing things that would help her become a better candidate than she was 2 years ago. And so that's exactly how she should answer the question, by putting herself and the situation in the best light possible, by saying, well, let me explain to you what I've been doing for these past 2 years and why I'm a much better candidate for this position now than I would have been 2 years ago. And she went on to explain what she'd been doing, the volunteer work that she had done, the classes that she had taken, and the certification. Now, while many of you may not be unemployed for 2 years, there are things that have happened in your life that you find it difficult to talk about. For example, let's say that you've been divorced and you're going out on a date, and it comes around where you need to talk about your ex-husband or your ex-wife, or you need to talk about why the divorce happened. This is something that you too can put in the best light possible, because you don't want to come across as putting down your ex in such a way that it causes questions about who you are and what you have done. But you can learn to put it in the best light possible. And the way to do that is to really look at things that have happened in your life. Are you a better person? Are things better? What have you learned? What has changed for the positive? And then tell the story around that as well. Learning how to put yourself in the best light possible is not prideful. It is not boastful. It is not being conceited. It is just taking a positive spin on events that could have been negative. And I'm sure that there's many things that have happened in your life that can do that. For example, let's say that you have had to claim bankruptcy. Well, that's a hard thing for a lot of people to do, but it could be a very positive thing for you. You can learn how to put a bankruptcy in the most positive light. Let's say that you've had to lose your home. You can put that in the most positive light. When you put yourself in the most positive light, it is not something that you're telling a lie about. And here's the way to do it. You need to learn to tell the stories of your life with the facts. Don't change the facts, because the facts are going to be a lie if you change them. The facts are exactly what they are. But then you can add some emotion and some learning into that story and just say, hey, one of the hardest things that I've had to go through recently is losing my house. And as hard as it was, here's some things that I have learned. I have learned that I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was. I have learned that I can do things that other people find very difficult. There's a way to put this in the best light possible. And when you do this, something very interesting happens, is that you actually feel better about yourself. So instead of putting yourself in the light of being weak and making mistakes, beating yourself up, and creating self-doubt and self-criticism, you actually start to look at yourself differently, and you feel differently about yourself by putting yourself in the best light possible. This becomes a very valuable tool for any situation that you find yourself in. Now, many of you might be saying, oh, this is just the work of an optimist, and you have to be an optimist and able to do that. Well, yes, it does take some skills of being an optimist, and that's exactly what this video is all about, is to help you become more optimistic about who you are and the things that have happened to you. Really try to put yourself in the best light possible. It will make a difference for the people around you, and it will make a difference for you.